In this little video, I'm going to show you how to make a very basic calculator using Scratch. So the first thing I'm going to do is right click and delete this little sprite because we don't need him anymore. Okay, so we're going to introduce some variables to start with, and so we'll make a variable, and the first one will be called first number. The second one will be called second number. The third variable will be called answer. And I'm just going to spread them around the screen like so. Okay. So the next thing I need are some sprites, so I'm going to go in and create a new sprite, and I'm going to use the text tool, and I'm going to create a sprite for each operator. So I need an addition sprite. Let's drag that to the center of the screen, and I'll set my font size to about 60. Another new sprite. I'm going to repeat the process. I need a subtraction sign, setting my font size to about 60 again. And so on. This one is for division. And finally I'll make one for multiplication. And I can just continue to work on my graphical user interface. Till I get something I'm happy with. Okay, I'm going to design a fourth sprite, and this is for my clear and reset. So for this one I'll make it a little prettier. Let's bring in a rectangular box. So I'm going to switch color, so I select the paint tool, select my color and paint it blue. Now I can select my text tool, and I'm going to call this start/clear. Wonderful. And there's my graphical user interface created. Okay, so fairly crude, but hopefully it will be effective. And so now I can begin some programming. So I'm going to program it all on the stop clear sprite. So I make sure that's selected, and I'm going to use a control, and it'll be when sprite 5 is clicked, it will do the following. So the first thing I want to do is load my first number. So I go to sensing, and I can ask to enter the first number. And Scratch will actually ask me what the first number is. From there I want to load it into my variable, so I want to set a variable, and so I want to set my variable first number to the answer. So I go back to sensing, so I want to set my variable first number to the answer of my question. Okay? Makes sense? So let's go again. So the next thing we want to do, once we've got our first number loaded, is ask another question, and it is enter second number. And wait, and once again I want to load my second number. So set second number, back to sensing, to my answer. Alright, so that's what I want to do on stop clear. Alright, so the next thing that I need to do is start to program my sprites. So on my addition sprite, I want to, so the control will be when sprite 1 is clicked, I need to load the answer variable, so set answer, and this time I want an operator, and so my operator is, because we're on the plus or the addition sprite, I want it to add two values together, and I want it to add the variables of first number, just be careful and make sure the right little box is highlighted, and second number. Okay, happy days. So at this point I could actually test my program, so I'll give it a little run like so. And so if I start, it asks me for first number 2, give it a tick, my first number is loaded. It's now asking for my second number 2, give it a little tick. Now if I tick any one of these other sprites, nothing is going to happen because we haven't programmed them yet, but if I click my addition sprite, I then get my answer. In the earlier part of the calculator video, we just programmed our first sprite, which was sprite 1, the addition sprite. And this was our little program or little routine that caused our calculator to add up. So now what we need to do is program our other sprites so that they will also perform their operation or their function. Now, very, very easy to do that. I can drag this section of code here into sprite 2, and if I click on sprite 2, there is the code. Now it's changed the control already to recognize that when sprite 2 is clicked we want to do something. Obviously now we need to change our operator. So let's have a look at how we do that. So we can take this operator and just discard it, and it's gone. So now we're bringing our new operator. This time we're dealing with subtraction, so we'll bring in the subtraction operator and load it where we need to go. And then we can go through our process again of loading our variables in. First number minus our second number. Job's done. Same again. Now we need to program our division sprite. So let's click on sprite 3. Sprite 3. Once again, let's get rid of this operator. Let's bring in the correct operator. There's no divided by sign on our keyboard, so we use the / to indicate division. Same again, first number divided by second number. And finally we need to program our multiplication sprite. There we go. Let's get rid of that operator. Let's bring in the appropriate operator, and the programming standard or convention here is to actually use the asterisk as your multiplication symbol. So that's what's happening there. First number. Whoops, there's a mistake. So I need to just undo that. As I said earlier, you've just got to be careful that the correct box is highlighted. And there it is. Okay, so now my program is pretty much complete. So let's test it. So we'll run the program and we'll start, and it asks for the first number. So say that's 10. And it asks for the second number. Let's say that's 5. And we want to accept that, add them together. There's our answer, 15. Divide them, we know our answer should be 2. Multiply them, we're looking for 50. Subtract, we're looking for 5. Stop here, I can start over. Now I've got a problem. I'm happy with the function of my calculator, but it's a bit weird that when I press stop clear my values are not resetting. So let's have a look and see. Stop everything. Let's see what we can do. So let's go back to our initial program which we programmed on the stop clear sprite. And here's the beauty of it. When I stop and clear, what I want to do is just set my variables to 0. So if I bring over my variables, or this action like so, set first number to 0, set second number to 0, and set answer to 0. Now I should be in business. So if I run my program now, stop clear, everything's set to 0. So now I can go through this process. First number, second number, and let's see how we go. Let's add them together to start with. Let's divide them. Let's subtract them. And let's see if our calculator can deal with 5,000, and it can. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.